Aber ihr seht, was das Schießen angeht, bin ich nicht so der Pro. Meistens kann ich mich einfach durch Sachen durchreden. Ja, ich bin so gut in Reden, ich kann Kugeln abreden. Ah,
You guys
diesmal in
must have spent a
Persona.
fortune on the TVs in this place.
You all done?
You tell me.
Now you're learning. I have to admit, I was worried whether we'd be able to keep you here after you woke up in medical. You gave our staff a run for its money.
I gave it my best, and so did they.
Fair enough. It'll be a good excuse to up the morning drills around here. Looks like you did well on the tech portion of the test. Very well. Past Darcy's bitching, there's some real compliments in here if you look at the numbers. Mina's report says you might need more practice on the gun range, but you're probably still shaking off the drugs we gave you.
I'm still brushing up on my skills. Mina's a good teacher. I just need to be a better student.
She is a good teacher. She has a good eye for potential. I'll let her know your thoughts. And here's a surprise, a positive evaluation from Parker. On the number side as usual. But he actually took the time to write a sentence.
Wow,
You
wirklich?
did. What was the sentence?
You may have been right about this one, Westridge. For Parker, that's high praise.
Ja, dann
So
bin ich ja...
don't let us down, Mike. Looks like that's it for the physical evaluation. Now for the hard part. Tell me why you're here. Not everyone gets chosen for this line of work, but you volunteered. Usually we have to ask.
Das ist
I
die
want to
Pflicht.
serve my country.
And you think by being assigned here is the best way to do that.
Give me a mission, and I'll prove it.
What makes you think you're ready? Because I tell you, we get a lot of recruits in here.
Ich bin halt ein Veteran.
I think I'd like to cut through this bullshit and get to the mission.
In good time. Even vets like yourself could benefit by what I'm about to tell you. Beyond the guns, tech, and sneaking around in the dark, there's one last part of this job that nobody else here quite gets.
I'm listening.
Good, because listening is a large part of it. The way you talk to people, your attitude. That's what we're going to discuss now.
I'm not sure I understand. Is there something wrong with how I deal with people?
No, believe it or not, you're not here because you're a people person. You're here because your psych profile says you're skilled at manipulating others.
Was
Ja,
that a
das kann ich gut.
compliment?
You'll see. The way you project yourself definitely affects what people think of you, and your reputation with them.
And if I want to impress them?
You don't always want to or need to. Having a good or bad rep with someone can actually gain you different benefits. Sometimes you want to piss someone off, so they can't think straight. Other times you want to build a strong rapport with someone and talk your way out of a bad situation. All depends on your objective. This goes for your handlers as well. We're going to be sending you into a lot of dangerous places, and your only backup is going to be who you're talking to on your headset. How you treat them is going to have an effect on the success of your mission.
So if I piss them off, I'm screwed?
No. A handler that likes you too much and puts emotions before the mission can be just as dangerous as one who resents you.
This is a long way of telling me that I should just act the way I want. I didn't realize this was an acting gig.
No, again, there are no bad choices, just results. Over time, folks may hear about you and your attitude before they meet you. They may have a preconceived notion of how you're going to treat them, which can affect their reaction.
Well, maybe they should take the time to know the real me.
If only. Time's something no one seems to be able to spare, especially during a conversation. Although that can be a plus.
If I need a breather to assess the situation, right?
The clock doesn't stop when you're speaking to someone. So if you need to get your second win before a fight, making small talk can buy you time.
But if I'm running on adrenaline, won't chatting take me off my guard?
It can. So if you need to get to the point, act instead of fight. For example, if you don't think I have any more to teach you, then you could just say, I'm done with this. I wouldn't think any less of you. You seem to have the basics down.
And if they're a target, why talk to them at all?
Sometimes it is better if you shoot first. Still, approaching someone to talk to them can allow you to get the drop on them if you get close enough to strike. Use it if you have to, if the conversation isn't going your way. Assuming there's even a way you want the conversation
Versuchen wir den mal zu verführen.
Like if I wanted to seduce someone? I mean, not like I have trouble with that or anything.
If that's what you want to do, pay attention to the clues in your environment. Sometimes people will have advice, and intel can help. But there's another way. Read much?
Everything I can get my hands on, or download, or take from scribbled bloody confessions.
There's a host of information out there through dossiers, email, and other documents that represent total research others have collected on a target, organization, or operation.
And what does that get me, exactly?
Sometimes you'll spot obvious triggers. People who don't respond well to smartasses, like me. Others who respect loyalty, duty, a professional approach. Others who don't have time for bullshit, and like it when you get to the point. But dossiers just don't contain psych information. They'll usually have combat information on your target as well. What side they favor, any past injuries, common weapons or tactics they use. Some of it blunt, some of it subtle. But if push comes to shove, it can give you an edge in combat. The more you've done your homework, the more vulnerable they'll be.
So when the guns come out, the dossier can come into play. Have you read mine?
Several times.
You have dossiers on everyone here?
Yep, if you can dig them up. You might learn a few things. Sometimes reading a dossier will give you more options when dealing with others. A few facts to bring up, to shake secrets loose.
What about you?
You should already know what makes me happy, Mike. And what pisses me off.
How do I know when I have the go-ahead to start accessing files?
After meeting a target or hearing their name referenced by someone else, you should have a target ID. Then hop onto the database and start doing your homework. You can usually unlock their basic information at that point. Let's start with a simple one. Al-Samad. That should be familiar to you.
The terrorist group.
Yes, you can research groups as well as people. It doesn't carry the same benefits, but it can provide useful intel in the field. Talking to people about others is a good way to help gain dossier information. Sometimes people will have information on someone that can unlock a brand new thread in your computer search.
Okay, so I've suffered through your interrogation. And know how to give one if need be. Am I ready or not?
We'll see. Meet me in the command center, and I can give you a proper mission briefing.
Good. Because I'm sick of this room.
Trust me, Mike. If it was up to me, you'd never see this interrogation cell again.
So, ich würde sagen, bevor wir jetzt zum... Ah ne, es geht sogar noch weiter.
Recognize him?
That's Sheikh Ali Shahid, the voice of Al-Samad. They say he was responsible for shooting down that airliner in the Middle East.
Yeah, he got his hands on some prototype Halbeck technology. A missile with a multi-stage targeting system called Jacob's Ladder. That airliner was his first target.
Specs and shadiness of this whole thing aside, how did Shahid get his hands on that missile?
Missiles. He's got more. He stole them from Halbeck, and we need them back before he gets any more trigger-happy. Then we want you to kill him.
Understood, but if the opportunity presents itself, should I take him alive?
If you can. Either way, we want him out of the picture, and away from any more taped broadcasts.
If I can bring him back here, I will.
All right, then, pack your gear. You're heading to Saudi Arabia.
Not coming with me?
I'll be there in spirit, and on video and radio when needed, Agent.
And I just got here. Oh, well, I'm gonna miss this place.
Ja, da ist so schön. Die Tapeten da vor allem.
You when you reach Saudi Arabia.
So, da haben wir unsere erste Mission. Und hier sind unsere Ziele. Wir haben 18 von 19 Zielen erfüllt. Ich weiß jetzt nicht, welches wir nicht haben. Nachdem er einen schweren bewaffneten Krankenstation erwacht war, wurde Agent Thornton einem strengen Screening unterzogen, ohne vorher über die Test informiert worden zu sein. Nina bestätigt Agent Thornton das Bestehen des Waffentrainings und gab ihn für den Feldeinsatz frei. Sean Darcy bestätigt Agent das Bestehen des Waffentrainings und gab ihn für den Feldeinsatz frei. Bonusziel. Alan Parker hob hervor, dass Agent Thorntons Punktzahl auf dem Spionageparcours die beste seit langem war. Ja. Thorntons Mangel an Erfahrung sorgt zwar für einige Skepsis auf seiner Seite, aber ich bin doch ein Veteran. Aber der Eingangstest verlief äußerst vielversprechend. Die psychologische Bewertung wurde von Rancy Westridge vorgenommen. Agent Thornton erfüllt das psychologische Profil für den Agenten, den wir benötigen, um die vermissten Halbback-Raketen aufzuspüren und Scheich al-Shaid auszuschalten. Neue Mission Wüstenspeer. So, gucken wir uns noch, ob da ein kleines Intro kommt. Mal schauen.
Care to explain how Halbeck lost its missiles?
Old news. An accounting error.
The missiles. You didn't lose them, did you?
Angry, Mr. Thornton? Because of what happened in Saudi Arabia.
Natürlich. Wo wir noch gar nicht wissen, was eigentlich in Saudi-Arabien passiert ist. Aber das werden wir jetzt herausfinden in der Mission. Aber wahrscheinlich geht irgendwas schrecklich schief, wenn wir darüber sauer werden in der Zukunft. AP-Stützpunkt Saudi-Arabien.
Mike, can you read me? I'm getting lots of interference.
I made it to Saudi Arabia, sir. I'm at the safe house.
I guessed that much. See any shadowy agents in trench coats at the airport?
No, sir, I don't think so.
That was a joke, Mike. But stay on your toes anyway. Finding Shahid is your primary objective. Trouble is, we don't know his location, but we have 3 leads. An arms dealer, Nasri, is believed to have sold the missiles to Shahid, and he's currently operating in Saudi Arabia. If you can intercept him, maybe he can tell you where Shahid is, or guide you to the missiles.
Do we have anything else on Nasri?
Nothing more than what's in his dossier. If you can manage to make any contacts and find out more, we'd welcome it. We also tracked down the location of an airfield Shahid used in the past. If you can sneak in and plant a listening device, we may be able to track flight Shahid is using to move through Saudi Arabia.
And the third lead?
We've got the coordinates of an Al-Samad detention camp, also used as a stockpile for weapons. We suspect the missiles may be stored there.
Then why are we playing around? Why not send in the troops and storm the place?
We need to make sure the missiles aren't armed. If they are, our aerial assault will be one of the shortest flights in history. We'll want you to go in alone, recon the area, and shut down their radar and communications. Once that's down, we can call in air support and hit the camp hard.
Okay.
Pressure.
And no backup. Get used to it. It's the job. You check out your new home yet? It's got some perks you might be interested in.
Full security system?
A computer with a hub connection so fast you'll feel like you're going back in time.
What, to the Stone Age? Please.
You can do dossier research, encrypted emails, and if need be, access some of the weapons dealers in the area. That'll be done on your own dime, however, using whatever funds you can find in Saudi Arabia.
I understand, sir. We wouldn't want Alpha Protocol tied to any weapons trafficking in the Middle East.
Exactly. There's also a weapons locker in the main living area. Open it up, help yourself, but use the ammo and armor you think suits the mission. When you're ready to head out, just use the front door, or access the missions from the main terminal. I'll have already uploaded all the mission specs to your PDA. You can review them at any time.
Alright, so is that it?
Anscheinend.
Westridge. Great. Home sweet home.
So, ich würde sagen, wir schauen uns in der nächsten Folge dann genau an, wie unser Safehouse aussieht. Schauen uns ein paar von den Dossiers an, um einfach Tipps für die Mission zu bekommen. Schauen, was wir beim Waffenhändler bekommen und gehen dann unsere erste Mission an. Allerdings, wie gesagt, erst in der nächsten Folge. Ich danke euch, dass ihr zugeschaut habt. Ich würde mich freuen, wenn ihr mich abonniert. Oder, wenn ihr mich schon abonniert habt, mir einen Kommentar da lasst, wie euch das Spiel gefällt, welche eure Lieblingsagenten sind und vielleicht auch einen Vorschlag, wie ich in dem weiteren Spielverlauf vorgehen soll. Soll ich eher der Sneaky-Agent sein, der waffenstrotzende Superheld oder vielleicht doch lieber Mr. Gentleman James Bond? Das könnt ihr mir alles reinschreiben. Ich würde mich freuen. Bis dahin, macht's gut und danke, dass ihr zugeschaut habt.